Welcome to I Love You, I Kill You, the podcast where we talk about how much we love each other,
but also how we kill each other too.
Your perfect mix of true crime hosted by your favorite lovely couple.
Ew.
I love you, I kill you.
I love you, I kill you.
Hi everybody, welcome to I Love You, I Kill You, starring me and you. So we are a little bit late, but it doesn't matter because I decided that this episode will be an Easter theme episode. So all things that have to do with Easter, either the holiday itself or the food you eat during Easter, or oh, she's gonna sneeze.
No.
Oh, he lost it.
Yeah. I feel like every Easter we forget it's Easter because you celebrate Greek Easter and it's on a different date.
Yeah.
So every year we don't plan anything in terms of an Easter dinner.
Well, it's because
and then we have to find the one grocery store open on Easter. So this year we have to prepare in advance.
Thing is, it's not like we have to prepare that much. Like you have to make. Oh, fucking hell! I'm yawning like a little. Do you have a pillow? No. Okay.
God, you're a bit high maintenance, aren't you?
Thanks.
Yeah, so we need to prepare in advance this year because,
yeah,
you know, there's one Greek person here, but I'm not Greek, so we can't be neglecting my Easter.
The thing is, your Easter is it even that? Do normal Christians have like fun Easters?
See, our Easter at home is the same as Christmas.
No.
Well, I think since I left, because I'm the central part of our family, they don't really do anything for Easter anymore.
Oh.
But back in the day, it would be pretty much the same.
Yeah, I think it was kind of like that too back in the day. Easter was a pretty big deal. But as we got older, we realized that like Christmas is way better because you get more things. And then Easter is good, the food's good, but it's like nobody wants to put on the Easter dinner. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, but that's because your family, they have to cater for like 30, but us, it's like 5.
Yeah, it's true.
So I think Easter is like Christmas, but with better weather. So we would do like an Easter egg hunt. We would go to church. Say we go to church like we're really religious, but we used to go to church.
Yeah.
We wouldn't do that anymore. Then we'd go like on a nice walk with the dog, and then we'd have a big dinner like on Christmas. It was great.
Wow, nice walk.
And now I'm here with you.
Yeah.
And we might, I don't know what we'll do actually. We'll
can
see.
eat food and then you can come down and get drunk at the show.
Yeah. Get what's that beer? Blanche Chambly drunk.
Yeah, Blanche Chambly. But I don't know. Easter is. I liked Easter because all our family got together and we would have like barbecue. Like they used to actually, like my grandpa or like Vigeli, he used to like get a dead skinned lamb and it would be hung by its feet in like, there's the kitchen area and then beyond the kitchen area is like this little entrance between the backyard and the kitchen. There's like a little box.
Porch kind of thing.
Yeah, like a porch. And then they would just hang the lamb there and its eyes would be like.
Oh. Are you bringing this up because of the theme of the podcast, which is
Easter?
No, it's we talk about murders.
Oh yeah, we talk about murder and death and killing and stabbing.
I had such a nice segue into you introducing the podcast there, and instead you messed it up completely.
Okay. But yeah, we would roast that bitch. It was so good.
Respect the dead. That poor little sheep.
Well, we ate it, head to toe.
We would have a lamb, but like a lamb shank. I was going to say hock. Yeah, lamb shank.
Yeah, lamb shanks are better. I don't want to eat the skull.
Ham. You know how we are.
Yeah.
Oh, you said this.
Well, not the skull. You would see the skull on the fire. You know, like those roasting thing. You turn the wheel like cavemen. We used to do that, but then we realized it's too much work.
Yeah.
To roast a whole.
It's funny.
Sheep?
I thought about us getting like a roast pig for our wedding, and I just thought, we have too many friends who are Muslim to have a full pig rotating there. And also, I don't like it.
Oh, no.
But just think I know that it's good to know where your meat's coming from and respect it and stuff. Yeah. But realistically, we wouldn't eat the whole thing, so it would be wasted. So that's less respectful.
Would it be wasted? Why wouldn't we eat the whole thing?
Well, if you think about it, if you buy it from the butchers, people are going to eat all of the different parts. Whereas if we had it for an event, you would just really eat the belly or whatever.
Like the rump.
Yeah, the good bits.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, so we could just have like, go to the grocery store, buy like a few roast hams,
Yeah,
chop them up,
sure.
a few butterballs.
That's turkey, isn't it?
Huh?
That's
Yeah, it's
turkey, isn't it? So yeah, you should come up with some nice Easter plans for me. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I might have to carry out the second part of our podcast name. That I kill you.
Oh yeah, the podcast is called "I Love You, I Kill You."
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we can do a little Easter. I don't want to ruin anything, but interesting. Anyway, so
You're gonna propose to me on Easter?
propose to you again.
Maybe I'll propose to you. I'll get you a little ring.
Oh, that wouldn't be bad.
You don't want one though, do you?
Well, I do. I want a ring. I don't want a weird engagement ring with like a diamond on it. So, in this episode, I have a few stories I want to tell you about Easter. Centered around Easter, about Easter, murder, crime, robbery, death. Story number 1. Let me pop this puppy open.
So what are we doing here? Where 2 are correct and 1's fake, or
No, okay.
you don't tell me if it's gonna give it away.
No, I didn't really do like that because I couldn't find any Easter crime movies, really.
Okay, I'm pleased.
Unless it was
because
like the-
it's too obvious now.
This one's called The Easter Massacre.
That's good acting.
Okay. On March 30th, 1975, the Rupert family gathered at their mother's house on Minor Avenue for what should have been a joyous Easter dinner. 11 members of the family were present, ranging from children to adults, all eager to celebrate the holiday together. But what unfolded that evening was
Slow down. I can't even. You're not giving me time to think. Holy shit. I can't even it takes time for the words to go into my head, process, and then understand what you're saying. Oh my God. It was like I was on a runaway train. Oh.
Okay, but what unfolded that evening was a nightmare beyond imagination. The Ruperts were seemingly no ordinary family. James Rupert, the perpetrator, was a 41-year-old man living with his mom, Charity. James had always been a quiet and reserved individual, often overshadowed by his older brother, Leonard Jr. Leonard was a success, married with 8 children.
8 children!
And oldest.
8 children!
Oh, yeah, this is the 80s or something. The 70s. It makes sense.
Oh my God, he is successful.
Yeah.
Those swimmers are really going.
Yeah. Married with 8 children and owned his home. In contrast, James was unemployed, unmarried, and still living at home.
It's like you and Greg.
No. No.
Before you met me, you were unemployed, living at home.
So this fact weighed heavily on his shoulders. As the years passed, James's envy of his brother grew, festering into a deep-seated resentment. He felt like a failure, and his mother's constant criticism and demands only added to his mounting frustration. James was a ticking time bomb, and on that fateful Easter, the pressure finally reached its peak. Oh.
Ooh.
He's like, I can't take this anymore. I can't take
I think
this.
he would kill his brother, wouldn't he?
Yeah, you think so. Witnesses saw James engage in target practice earlier that day, a chilling premonition of the horror that was to come. It's kind of creepy. It's Easter and he's shooting guns that day.
Did you also think that's really, really last minute prep? Like if you had an exam, you wouldn't start studying on the same day.
Studying?
Like if you were preparing for something that was going to change your whole life, like if you had the biggest show of your life,
Yeah.
you wouldn't just start practicing on the same day. You would,
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah,
so it's a bit
It's
last
true.
minute.
But maybe he's like, just practice. It's like practice up until the moment.
Maybe he'd been shooting things in his room before.
Yeah. Guns in his room? We're shooting
Little,
walls?
like a potato gun.
A potato gun?
Did you never use potato guns? You used to get these little guns and you would stab a potato to make bullets.
Oh.
And then it would shoot little bits of potato.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I never realized that's fun. Well, this is not fun. This is real, not potato.
Grisly business.
Yeah. Witnesses saw James. Oh yeah, we already did that. He went downstairs armed with 4 deadly weapons and changed the course of the family's life forever. The massacre was over in less than 5 minutes. James shot and killed his mother, his brother, his sister-in-law. But the brutality didn't end there. He then mercilessly murdered his 8 nieces and nephews.
Oh my God, that's so awful.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's part of that family. He wasn't just an outsider.
He was the son.
Okay,
he was getting mad.
You just said his name. You didn't say he was his son. Oh my God,
yeah,
that's
remember
awful.
the one that was the married one and the unmarried one?
I know, but I thought you were just introducing the perpetrator. You never said it was his family.
Yeah. The house was filled with echoes of gunshots, and the once loving family was torn apart in a bloodbath. Ugh. When the police arrived, James calmly waited just inside the front door and said, "There's been a shooting."
Oh my God, that's so creepy.
The officers who entered the house were confronted with a scene of utter devastation. Blood covered the floors, and the lifeless bodies of the victims lay scattered throughout the living room and kitchen. It was the deadliest shooting by a lone perpetrator in the state of Ohio, and the nation was in shock.
Oh wow, that is intense.
Yeah,
The creepiest bit is when he was like, "Oh, there's been a shooting."
There's been a shooting inside.
It's like this morning when you were like, "The bedroom smells really bad," and it's like, "Is it because you've been farting?"
You think the cops are like, "Because you've been shooting"?
There seems to be people who've been shot in here. Have you been shooting?
Have you been shooting?
Sound like Mr. Burns.
And like the farty room, I changed the sheets, and like the shooting, they changed their lives.
What?
What? Yeah, that's a really sad story. That was 1975.
Wow.
Yeah, brutal.
That is quite intense.
I don't know what happened to the guy. He's probably in jail. Oh, wait. Oh, there was a trial. Whatever. There was all sorts of stuff. I didn't get into the trial, but yeah.
God,
I think he got like life in prison or something. Or yeah. It's pretty brutal. Imagine like we're having our dinner. What would you do? How would you like? Do we have anything bulletproof in here that we can deflect a bullet?
Bulletproof? We're in an apartment. I mean, we live in a 5-bedroom house, and
like, what if like we grab like a bucket and go, bing,
put it over my head?
I wonder, like, if he comes in and starts shooting everybody, wouldn't you like one person jump up to try to stop him or something?
Well, you
There's
probably
8
would.
nieces and nephews. Are they like standing still?
Well, imagine if they're all in, say, your Yaya's dining room.
Yeah.
There's no door, and there's only one way in, one way out. So if he stood in that doorway and pulled the gun, and all the kids were in the basement.
Wow. I guess we can like throw, like they have knives. They could throw a knife
Against a gun.
What, against the guy?
Yeah, but you'd have to get close enough
That's true.
to him.
Yeah. I don't know. This is very brutal. I don't know. So
Are you gonna have nightmares?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a story about
An Easter?
an Easter crime. This isn't necessarily a murder, but it is a burglary.
Okay.
So, in April 2015, the Hatton Garden Safe Deposit Facility, owned by the Hatton Garden Safe Deposit Limited, was burglarized. Now, I want to take a brief moment here to say that the word burglarized, to me, does not sound like a real word. So I don't know if it's a North American word, if I've just never heard it before, but to me it sounds made up.
Have you never heard of the Hamburglar?
Yeah, I know burglary.
Burglarized.
We would say burgled. It was burgled. That's
burgled.
right. Okay.
Burgled sounds like something you do to someone, like while they're washing the dishes and you pinch them. That's a burgle.
Or if you like put water when they're gargling mouthwash and you hold their chin up.
Yeah, or like when you're in the shower and you turn on the cold water in the other room.
You've been burgled.
You've been burgled. And I'm like, burgled. Burgled.
Well, burglarized to me sounds like you've been
molested or something.
Yeah, like sodomized or something.
Oh, whoa. That's a little anal sex. Sodomized.
Well, it sounds like, I don't know. Hypnotized, that kind of thing.
Okay, burgled.
Something's been done to you. So, let's take a step back and say it with the correct word. In April 2015, the Hatton Garden Safe Deposit Facility was burgled. The total stolen had an estimated value of up to £14 million.
Wow, that's a lot.
What would that be in Canadian dollars?
30 million.
$30 million Canadian dollars, making it one of the most significant heists in British history. The burglars worked through the 4-day weekend of the Easter bank holiday when many of the nearby businesses were closed. Now, this is going to be a really good strategy because it means no one's going to hear what's going on. I mean, you've been to London. It's very built up. Good time to do it because
everyone's gone.
None of those nosy little fuckers are going to know what's going on.
4-day weekend. Do people actually... Isn't London just filled with like Indian people and Muslim people? What?
No, like the business districts are empty at weekends.
Really?
Like the restaurants and cafes are closed because their main business is during the week, isn't it? I mean, I don't even know where Hatton Garden is. Is it a business place?
Actually, I don't know either. I have no idea. But you would think that like Easter, everyone's like going to the store anyway. Like maybe it's not like super busy then.
No, the stores are closed on Easter.
Oh wow!
The stores are closed on Easter here too.
Tomorrow?
On Sunday. Easter is only Sunday. It's Good Friday today. Tomorrow.
What does the Good Friday mean?
I think it's when they killed Jesus.
Why is it good?
Or is that when he came back to life?
No, Sunday.
He came back to life on Sunday.
Yeah.
You keep hitting your thing. Okay, so back to the story.
Yeah.
So the interesting thing is there was no externally visible sign of a forced entry to the premises. So when they were looking around this
area,
safe deposit facility, it didn't look like anyone had broken into the door. So they were really confused about how it had happened. But the police first announced that the facility had been burgled on the 7th of April. I did exactly what you did.
It's hard.
CCTV footage later released by the Daily Mirror showed 6 men involved in the attack. They were nicknamed by the newspaper as Mr. Ginger, Mr. Strong, Mr. Montana, the Gent, the Tall Man, and the Old Man.
Sounds like a Guy Ritchie movie.
Yeah, and the Daily Mirror, not to criticize any newspapers, but they're not the most reputable newspaper. It's a bit trashy. So, I mean, I do question their journalism and where these names have come from.
So it's like a tabloid.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be like the Star, the Sun. A lot of celebrity gossip in there rather than real
a lot
news.
of Kate Middleton stuff.
Well, more trashy celebrities.
Oh.
Well,
Pardonnez-moi, Miley Cyrus and Kim Kardashian.
Like, they've got a page 3, which has topless photos on it.
What? What are they doing with that?
It's just for the old men. Old men wank.
There's a page 3 in the newspaper where old men wank. The gentleman, Mr. Montana, the tall man, all jerking off.
No, it's just
page 3.
Is it page 3 or page 6? But it's just all topless ladies.
In the news, so it's like, this is in the news. Parliament passed a law, and then skip over to page 3 to jerk off a little bit.
Well, the thing is, I used to do newspaper when I was like 11. We used to deliver the newspapers to all the people who lived in the houses near us, and did one too, my brother. And he used to buy the newspaper for himself, and I was like, God, adults do like reading the newspaper when they get older. And I used to be like, why is he buying the newspaper? And now I know why he was buying the newspaper.
Oh, the topless ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Is he that honest? He would buy the newspaper even though he worked at the newspaper?
The newspaper's like 10 pence.
Yeah. Then in my head, I would be like, they would admit it. They would have missed it.
No, because they give you the piles of newspapers.
Okay.
God, we're honest people, Gabriel.
I know.
Anyway, so it was reported in this Daily Mirror anyway. You can make of it as what you want. Maybe you really like it as a newspaper because
page 6
that's what you're into. Yeah. So the burglars entered the premises through a lift shaft and they drilled through the 50 centimetre thick vault walls with a Hilti DD350 industrial power drill. Now, I'm sure that means nothing to you, the type power drill, but it's a big, big drill, and they drilled a hole that was big enough to go through 50 centimetres of thick concrete. Wow. And then they slid their little bodies into this vault and stole millions upon millions of pounds. So the police released pictures of the inside of the vault showing the damage caused by the burglary. and how the burglars had used holes drilled through the vault's wall to bypass the main vault door. So they didn't even need to go in the front door. So if you think about all these robberies, typically they're going to blow open the vault door, or they're going to find the secret key. But here they just found a way of going through the 3 other walls.
Oh,
so
that's good.
It's pretty smart.
Yeah. Secret key?
A secret key. Well, I don't know. Have you ever seen a movie with a bank vault being robbed?
Like directly being like drilled in?
See, I just kind of picture, policemen with the big helmets and it being like a silent movie and them putting dynamite by the door and going, oh.
Ooh. Yeah, well, I did watch a movie. It was called Thief. It's from the 80s, and it's about a guy that's really good at like cracking safes. But he would drill into them, but he would have people like looking out and stuff. But like you could drill into a safe. You just need like time and not getting caught in the meantime,
Yeah. I think there might be a movie made out of this, actually.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I think we watched it together.
Did we finish it?
Yeah, it's like a bunch of pensioners, right? That go...
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. The theft was so significant that it was assigned to the Flying Squad, a branch of the Specialist Organised and Economic Crime Command within London's Metropolitan Service. So it went to some special police because it was
like
a huge mess and they didn't know what was going on. So on April 8th, press reports emerged speculating that a major underground fire in nearby Kingsway may have been started to create a diversion as part of the Hatton Garden burglary. So that kind of answers your question. So we were saying, surely there'd be people still in the area, but they made this big fire, so all the emergency services are going to be like, oh my God, what's going on here? Yeah, but the London Fire Brigade later stated that the fire had been caused by an electrical fault. So I don't know why they bothered telling us that. Thanks for that. So anyway, there was this lengthy investigation, and on the 19th of May 2015, so this was actually quite a while ago now, but I do remember it happening. 76-year-old Brian Reeder, who had previously been involved in laundering the proceeds of the Brinkmats robbery, whatever that is, was arrested in connection with the burglary by these special Metropolitan Police officers, the Flying Squad officers. So there were also 3 other men charged with the conspiracy to commit burglary and conspiracy to conceal, convert, or transfer criminal property. Nice. So they were trying to get rid of the money. And anyway, the 3 members of the gang were trialed back in 2016 and they pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit burglary.
Wow.
And they were each only given a 7-year prison term.
Oh my God, that's it?
Anyway, the story goes on, but I'm not going to go into too much more detail. There is the movie there if you're interested. But
wait, so they got caught? They got caught with the money? I guess so. And it only got 7 years?
So these guys pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit burglary. So they were part of the gang, but they weren't necessarily the ones doing the robbery, I guess. Unclear as of yet. Wish I had an ending for you.
I do remember. I think it's Michael Caine that's in it. Remember? He plays one of the guys, and I think the guy that plays Snape is in it too.
So I think we've established from our Dumb and Dumber episode that I don't remember movies.
Oh, okay.
I have no memory of watching that movie.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's very English. It's very like, what is that?
Yep. How did you like my storytelling?
I loved it, actually. I was enthralled.
Did a good job?
Yeah, you did an amazing job.
Thanks very much.
Okay, well,
if only I'd written it myself, I would have had an ending to that story.
I'm terrible.
So I'm sorry, everyone, but my lack of preparation and willingness to do any work towards this podcast has meant that there's no ending to that story. Well, maybe next time I'll look up a story. But anyway, should we not be getting to the real main point of the podcast? Yeah. Because I do love you, but I would want to kill you.
You do want today? I've been really nice. I was Cinderella today. I did a lot of the housework. So I don't think you'd want to kill me today.
No.
But you would want to kill me because I'm doing good on my diet.
Oh yeah.
I'm down 10 pounds. It's pretty good.
Well, at Easter time, I think the thing that would make me want to kill you the most would be
what?
say I'd been dieting for a while and, I'd been depriving myself of the joys in life, like Easter eggs and chocolates, like cream eggs. One of the things, you know how when I went home in January, I brought back a bunch of Cadbury's cream eggs? They were so delicious.
So good.
And unfortunately, we had no self-control and ate them all before Easter. But imagine if we hadn't eaten all those. I think if we hadn't have eaten them, or I hadn't eaten them, and I went to get one on Easter Sunday, and they were all gone, then I might consider, not literally, but I would want to hurt you.
If I was still in like my super fat phase, like I would, and you were like to make the best Easter Sunday like lunch. Let's say like, Gabby, I made you all your favorites. I made you roast ham. I made you like Yorkshire puddings and mashed potatoes and gravy, and you made like a huge mountain of it. I would, if I was in my fat phase and we went to the gym earlier that day, I would eat so much I would probably choke and die.
So I could just, if I wanted to kill you around Easter, I could just overfeed you.
Yeah, because
see that there are, what is it? You know how there's drugs that if you take them, you get really, really thirsty and you keep drinking water and
eventually drown.
Maybe there's a drug that does that with food. So I could spike you with that like first thing in the morning or the night before and then just keep feeding you.
Well, there's something really dangerous about a fat guy that goes to the gym, because the combination is that he leaves the gym thinking he's in shape and then goes home and eats a ton of food because he's earned it. So that mixed with being Easter, and then that like, is
that science?
That
sounded really sassy, but I'm asking, is that actually, because I would assume that a fat guy that goes to the gym, yes, if he's fat, but if he goes to the gym, his heart muscles are stronger. Like externally he's fat, but it also matters whether you have fat around your organs. And if he's used to getting his heart rate up, he might have good cardiovascular health.
You think? But isn't like fat, like with all that stuff, put a strain on your heart? I don't know if it makes it stronger, does it?
Yeah, but compared to a fat guy that doesn't exercise, I'd say the fat guy that doesn't exercise would be more likely to. If you went boo to them. God, we sound very fat.
Well, we were fat 2 weeks ago, and now we're not fat anymore.
Excuse you.
I'm joking.
How very dare you.
But yeah, like when I was eating a ton of food, I would go to the gym and then be like, "Hey, honey, I worked out. Let's eat." And then I would just like eat a ton of food, then a ton of snacks, and then chocolate.
But you're talking about how you would kill yourself.
No, I'm giving you tips how you kill me.
Oh, okay. Then tips taken.
You would be like, ooh, I popped open a bottle of Prosecco. Let's celebrate. And then like I put like
you'd pop it into my head.
I'd pop it. Well, that would be like an interesting way to like kill somebody. You think like you can build so much pressure in a bottle of champagne, you shake it enough, and then it pops hard enough, the cork, that it would knock your head off.
It could be like David and Goliath situation. Have you got like a magnum of champagne? Because he killed... Well, it's not a real story, is it? Or is it?
David and Goliath?
Yeah.
No, Goliath was like a giant. Wasn't he a cyclops? He was a one-eyed giant.
It's funny because I couldn't remember if it was a story from the Bible or like a Greek mythology.
Oh, so then fake.
I know, but you can't say that, can you? You'll upset people.
Well,
what if this?
No one thinks the Goliath is real.
I know, but I thought if it's maybe from the Bible and there's a religious person listening, I'm like, that's not real. They might be like, fuck these people, and we lose the only subscriber we have. Funny.
I think the only thing people think are real, like the Old Testament, I'm pretty sure everybody is like, no, that's fake. But the New Testament, people are like, no, Jesus was real. Like I don't think everyone's like, oh yeah, remember when Cain and Abel were on the mountain and God spoke to... Like, no, those are the stories.
No, they believe it.
They believe that Didn't Cain try to kill Abel?
Why are we trying to get into religion here?
That's interesting though. Cain would kill his brother and then they would try to kill each other for fun. Anyway,
really interesting. That's why I stopped going to church.
Cain and anal.
Anyway, back to my David and Goliath comparison. He just uses a little tiny rock.
Yeah.
So
slingshot.
Yeah, you could use. You've always got to correct me, don't you? Little mansplainer.
Jeez.
You could just pop a little champagne cork in between your eyes or in your temple.
Ooh, that's my biggest fear. So like we're in bed and we're lying in bed and stuff and we're like moving around. My biggest fear is that like sometimes you tickle me or you get a little rough, and then I'm afraid not like that. Like rough as in like you like
telling people personal details.
No, you're a little intense. Like when we're trying to sleep, sometimes you pinch me. I'm afraid
zoomies before bed.
Yeah, I'm afraid of hitting my head on the corner of our night tables.
Oh, for goodness sake! Do you want me to put tennis balls?
Yeah, because then I'm dead.
I probably hit my head on the corner of the bedside table once a week, and I'm fine.
Oh well, yeah, you're fine.
Look at me.
Yeah, you look great.
I'm blossoming.
Thriving
in life.
Thriving.
So yeah, I would. Oh, that was your killing. Because I'm not sure, because I think you have more of a thing for Prosecco than me, or champagne.
I do love.
So you would be, if I said to you, I'm going to pop open this Magnum, you would be more likely to say, woo. So maybe that'll be my way to get you on Easter.
Or like one day, let's say we have, actually no, I was going to say when we have kids, but really even if I did an Easter egg hunt in the backyard, you'd be like, woohoo! And you would run around, and then you would be picking up eggs, and then you reach for one, and you hear, and I left a rattlesnake.
The rattlesnake would die in Quebec winter. That's a really good sound effect.
And then you're like, ah! I would ship it in from Mexico for the day.
Just for the day?
And then ship it back.
It would die?
I got a connection, my dad.
Your dad's not in Mexico. Yeah. Well, say we were both feeling the same about each other on that day.
Oh, and murderous?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, like Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
I think one of us would be more likely to succeed than the other.
Why?
Because my idea, courtesy of you, was to overfeed you and pop a champagne cork into your temple. And your idea was to get a rattlesnake and hide it in a garden in Canada before spring. Well, it isn't early Easter this year. Maybe if it's a later Easter, it might work. But I think a cat would get to it before anything. Or it would slither away. How are you going to control where it is?
Or how about this? During Greek Easter, when we're playing that red egg game. For people listening, in Greek Easter customs...
Cult.
It's
a cult of Greek Easter.
We part of the tradition is that like somebody hard boils like 50 eggs
2 weeks before you need to use
2 weeks
them.
before Easter, paints them red, and then we play a game who cracks the egg first with each other's egg.
Yeah, but we don't really know the rules, so you just end up going and all the eggs are broken.
I think it's just a fun time. People like cracking eggs, you know?
Yeah.
And then like everyone's like, ugh. They're like all old, but then like my grandfather ends up eating them. And he's like, what? It's fine.
Gabriel's mom is extremely organized, so she boils the eggs well in advance. And they are stinky. And
like
I wouldn't eat them.
I know, but I would somehow get you to eat them. I'd be like, this year there's a prize in one of these eggs. I don't know.
You could bake, that Easter loaf.
Oh, yeah.
You could bake that and put some poison in, because I do like that.
I do love that. Part of the tradition is also that people get a piece of it, and inside they get a toonie or a loony.
That's a bit dangerous.
I know. Well, I'm thinking, how dangerous is that? You bake a coin inside of a loaf?
And give it to a child?
Yeah, but isn't it like... Doesn't it ruin the loaf? Doesn't it taste all coppery?
Well, I would wash it first.
Yeah, I guess you would wash.
My voice sounds a bit funnier. No. Sound a bit like a duck. You should sit up.
But yeah, that would be the way.
That would probably be quite effective. You'd say, "Oh, she choked," or that Easter bread. No one typically eats it, but last year I ate it for my breakfast, toasted, for like a week.
It was great.
It was really good, but it means that if you put like poison in it and fed it like to me a slice at a time, it would gradually accumulate, and it probably would work. It would be a high enough dose that I wouldn't taste it, but. Don't know why I'm giving you ideas. Anyway.
Yeah. This was a great
There will
episode.
be no murders this Easter. You
No.
do not need to worry. We are only joking. We do
Yes,
love each
we love
other, and we
you
do not
and-
want to kill each other.
No, we love each other and we won't kill each other. Happy Easter, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Goodbye.
Tell us what you ate for Easter. Email us at I love you, I kill you podcast@gmail.com. Tell us your Easter pie recipe.
Easter pie.
What's an Easter pie? Like dead rabbit instead?
Dead chick.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, dead rabbit. I wondered why you said rabbit. The Easter bunny.
Yeah, the Easter bunny.
Hello, kids. Here's the Easter bunny.
Does the Easter bunny lay the egg or is it chicken that lays the egg? It's Easter
That's
egg.
a good question, actually.
'Cause-
We'll leave you on that. Think
Yeah,
about that.
you think about that before you go to bed, okay? You'll be up all night.
But how would a rabbit poop out an egg?
Maybe ate a chicken. All right. Bye, everybody.